TST, the lobby sessions.
That's the new studio before the new studio.
Yes, yes. Behind this wall right here, we have a brand new studio. Can't wait to unveil it to everybody, but everything's on back order. We're just waiting on everything. Today we got the mini fridge in. We're still waiting on lobby furniture and just waiting around. Just you twiddle my thumbs, getting ready to get in there, but it's looking good. It's going to sound good, and can't wait for everybody to see it. But
The
I was
exercise poles going in that corner.
with that.
The exercise poles going in that
Oh,
corner.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, I didn't realize about those poles that they spin with you. Do you know that?
No.
No.
Yeah, did you know stripper poles they spin with you? I thought they were just so greased up that they were like
Yeah.
spin around.
Yeah.
No, that pole actually goes around, so all you have to do is grip it.
So the few times that I've been to one where I thought that they were very impressive, it was just,
Good grip strength.
yeah, I thought,
Yeah.
then it was just like David Copperfield's stuff. It was just, oh well.
It's the exact opposite of what you think. You think they're extra slippery, and
Yeah, I
it's
just,
more just having that grip.
I thought it was like a precursor to a Diddy show. They're just all baby oiled up and,
That's what
uh,
I thought. Yeah, we got
oh
way
well.
off track real
Of
fast.
course, the last time I've been to one, I don't know. It's been, I don't know.
But RIG Studio is going to be open to all content creators of the Ohio Valley. I mean, a lot of people are hitting me up with show ideas. I can't wait to start producing them. If you have an idea, hit us up, 10 string or on the page that we make. But what's new, guys? I was itching to put some content out.
Yeah,
Like I
no,
had to put something out because I was like looking through like episodes I had like from a year, like 2 years ago, and trying to find like different conversations I could bring up. But I just wanted to keep it new, just let people know we're still here.
Yeah.
And thank you for everybody for always tuning in, sharing, and
yeah, has it been 2 years already?
it'll be 2 years in May.
That's
So we have to
crazy.
do like a 2 year stream.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's,
actually have to start organizing that right now as soon as these cameras go off.
it will be.
Thinking about it, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So,
But what's nice about I was messing around with the music portion, like we were talking about earlier, the plug-in stuff
hmm
will be super, super easy. Still sound dampening everything in there, still getting everything the way that it sounds right with microphones, but I mean for input it'll be nice and we
yeah,
can make all kinds of different
having
sets.
some live music in studio and yeah, it's gonna be a good time. So many opportunities that's gonna
Hmm.
open up just for the tavern itself, and and then like you said, everybody else that wants to come in and create. It's gonna be fantastic.
What I wanted to bring up early in this podcast before we got to viewer questions is your men's mental health meetups. How's
Okay.
that going? If you can tell our visitors
Yeah.
where to meet up, what's it about.
Honestly, the idea kind of came from just sitting around older gentlemen with years of experience. Man, just listening to them guys talk
Yeah,
and conversate and talk about the things that they went through in their lives and like how they're still just so happy just to wake up every day.
yeah,
Right.
And that's where the idea kind of struck me because I was like, man, if somebody who was actually going through something could just be a fly on the wall right now, it'd
yeah.
probably make their day a lot better.
Hmm.
The wide array of conversation topics that come up in those
Hmm.
kind of settings. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, to listen to somebody that might be going through the same things as you, and you can take
Yeah.
advice from, not actually like going over and say, "Hey, what do you think of this? Can you give me
Right.
advice?" But listening to,
Right.
Yeah, like,
so,
and three of the hardest words for any man to say is "I need help."
Right.
And if you just have that avenue, and it might not even that they know that they need it, they don't want to say that because there's that stigma to it.
Right.
But if they can just come and sit, and all of a sudden, oh man, I'm not the only one feeling this way. I'm not the only one that, when everything is on my shoulders and everybody's asking how you doing, and you always respond with, "I'm fine.
Right.
I'm okay."
Right.
And it's just yeah. So that's fantastic that you're doing it.
and you grew fast, right? You were going to start in Wheeling, right? And then you
Yeah.
moved to Hampton.
We moved
Yeah.
to the Hampton. It confused a lot of people though because there was, I guess, two locations there's an old location for the Hampton Inn,
Okay.
and then there's a new one that Taylor Smith is
Yeah, yeah.
managing.
Shout out Taylor Smith.
Yeah, and they went. They a few people went to the old one up by the condos, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, yeah,
So they
yeah.
kind of split off. So we're going to do it. I believe it's next Friday. It's going to be the next Friday,
Okay.
the 18th. We're going to do it back in Wheeling,
Okay.
just so it's a centralized spot.
Okay.
No confusion, and let's get one kicked off the right way.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Nice. And you have the group too.
Right.
What's the name of that? Just
Um,
like, yeah.
I believe it's men's mental meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you search just that around here, being in the High Valley, that'd be the first thing
Right.
they take you to. That's awesome. They got big so fast to move to the hotel lobby, or not
Right.
the lobby, but the hall.
Yeah. Yeah. Kudos to that, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Is that something you've been looking to do for a while now? Or just
Um,
kind of spur of the moment, like,
it was kind of like I said, spur of the moment. The idea sparked me just sitting
yeah,
around and listening to the older gentlemen talk, and even saying like, hey, you guys might be going through this. I mean, just to hear guys say, hey, I went through this 20 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and
yeah,
I look at the success that came after that. Just
mm-hmm.
keep digging after it, and keep waking up every day and going at it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's honestly it's bigger than that though. It's like maybe there might be conversations that might help you out. Like maybe you don't even have anything necessarily going on that you want to get off your chest,
Yeah,
but just maybe soaking up some things, soaking up some knowledge, and
mm-hmm.
that can help you get to the next level in life.
I think like one of the biggest places I've ever had in my life on learning was working at the gas stations, listening to the guys that would come in, the old farmers that
Oh
would come in
yeah.
for coffee at 5, 6 a.m. with nothing to do but bullshit.
Right.
You take a lot from that.
That's like I started bartending at one of the Legions just on Friday mornings.
Yeah.
It's I mean it's not there for like everything, but just that Friday during the day, you get all the guys come in there and they have coffee.
Right.
Excuse me, until 10 o'clock hits. Then it's
Right.
Miller Lite, Bud Light with a glass, Miller Lite, Coors Light,
Right.
and and it's just everyday stuff. It's not even necessarily, but it's just nice to get out and you hear these guys talking. And every once in a while, you'll hear like some vets open up about some stuff.
Yeah.
But
And you probably have vets of all ages coming in different
oh man,
experiences.
sorry, I didn't do this all day. Now I'm starting to cough. Yeah, and the thing is, a lot of, there, I mean, naturally, if nobody, I'm sure a lot of people know, some people don't know, but like an American Legion it's open to anybody to a point. Like naturally, men and women that have served, that's their priority. Then they have an auxiliary, which is all the women,
Mm-hmm.
um, and usually wives of people that serve, and then they have sons of an American Legion. So if you're a son of somebody male or female that served, you can get in that way. And then on top of that, they have it's the Legion Riders, where like everybody that has motorcycles, they do that. So it's still, I mean, there's a lot of variety on who can get into a Legion. But a lot of times, like even when we played out there, they'll open it to the public so people can
Yeah.
come in and stuff like that. But yeah, like if I'm wearing something like the one day I was working, I wore my sweatshirt that says Iraq and Afghanistan veterans, and just having that on, there was a lot of people that come in and was like, "Oh, hey, yeah, I was here," and there was one, I say kid, he's younger than I am, but he come in and we started talking, and it ended up that we were both in Iraq the exact same time frame, but
Mm-hmm.
like uh I was in Baghdad and he was in different areas. But it's just funny that you sit there and you don't realize that somebody from the Ohio Valley and you were really kilometers from each other,
Yeah.
and
Right.
it's so I mean it's nice, but like I said, my biggest thing is just um that's my therapy. Like I can go in and I talk to guys, and sometimes it's about sports, it's about politics, it's about life, it's about hunting, it's just about anything.
Right.
And that's my therapy every Friday from 9 to 5 at Hopedale American Legion. So that's
Scott books us this show at Hopedale American Legion, and I go out and it's such a foggy night, and I get past Smithfield and there's a herd of deer right in the middle of the road, and they don't move from my truck. They just stare at me like just no bother to them. So I had to get out. I started clapping. They're not moving. I thought like, well, there's not going to be if the car's going to be behind me, they're not going to see my truck. I'm going to get rear-ended. So I hopped back in mine. They finally left, and then I didn't realize or forgot that Legion's different than the VFW. So I'm just driving around Hopedale going, where is this thing? And I finally got there like half hour before the gig.
I left there one afternoon, and I was driving home, and it was the first time ever in my life I almost hit a sheep in the middle of the road.
Yeah, you get out past Smithfield, and it
It
starts
was like,
getting a little
and he
crazy.
just same thing. He just looked at me like, "What are you doing here?" So
You guys want to hit these viewer questions?
yeah, yeah, let's
Had
do it.
one new viewer question, and then there was a viewer question I had from a different episode where you two guys weren't in it. I thought it'd be a good one to bring up because I've been experiencing a lot of traffic lately, us being in Bridgeport now, and I'm going to bring up that first one. It's growing up in the Ohio Valley, if it's more current, but where's the one place around here that gives you the most road rage?
The Ohio Valley.
That well, yeah, is there a consistent spot?
Um,
Because I got mine ready.
I I don't know. The national symbol for Ohio is a traffic cone. So it's I would have had to say when they were doing all the work in Bridgeport was just, I mean, Bridgeport's a nice small town, and then when you take it down to one lane, it just
Yeah.
makes you rack your head. But same thing growing up between around Steubenville, there's always the rock slides on Route 7, but I mean, most recently, I'd probably, well, when they were doing the bridge construction.
That was rough. That was rough because I remember on days that I was picking up Kaylee from work at the hospital,
Oh,
getting down, you had to go through McCulloch's Leap,
yeah,
that area of Wheeling going down. It was always
yeah, it was like people forgot what merge meant, and it
you know,
just, so, but
mine is definitely, and it always has been, is if you're getting off 7 to Bridgeport right here, it's like you can either turn right to go to 250
Yeah.
and keep going. It's just because that the cars coming at you, you have to yield if they're turning left.
Yeah.
And it always happens if I'm at that exit and the car's turning left, they never put on their turn signal. So I'm
Right.
waiting.
So
yeah,
last
Or,
second.
yeah, or if I'm coming that way and I'm turning left the other way, somebody's cutting me off
yeah.
Right.
because it always happens.
I
What
think
about you?
mine would be Route 7 from Steubenville, and going either way.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
always something going on, and then 470. 470's rough anymore.
Yeah.
I did notice today that the storage containers that they had running on Route 7,
Uh-huh.
those are all gone.
Oh, really?
So they must be getting ready to start clearing and open it back up to 4 lane. But the way ODOT works, I mean, all
Yeah.
those are gone, so we should be able to get 4 lane by 2028. So
I was going to say, like, I went to that Molly Crew concert where they announced it was their farewell tour, but they lied. And, you know what I mean?
oh, well,
Remember that
yeah,
one? Yeah. It was like their final tour, and they acted like they had signed a contract so they never could tour again. And I remember a year later, they're like, guess who's back? We never follow rules. And I'm thinking, okay, you ripped us all off.
yeah,
We all pay
exactly. Because
for.
everybody's like, "Oh, I got to get there. It's the last time."
But
So
I remember going up to Pittsburgh to watch that concert, and we were delayed like a whole hour. We missed like Alice Cooper because of that construction. And that
yeah,
was 14 years 14 years ago.
yeah. I think I've seen three of Kiss's final tours.
Yeah.
Same thing. But yeah, but I mean, if we want to expand it outside here, I don't even have to think. It's DC hands down.
Hmm.
You will lose your mind in the Baltimore DC area because it makes Pittsburgh look like you're just driving
Really?
out in the country.
What about you outside the OV?
Columbus.
Columbus?
Columbus is. I've been all over the U.S.
Hmm.
and I've been in a lot of areas in other countries. Uh, Columbus is the worst place driving.
Really?
It's horrible. It's like a 15-minute drive is turns into like a 45-minute trip.
It
Yeah,
does.
but
It really does.
I mean, in all honesty, some of the other countries that we've both been in, that's just rage. You just happen to be on the road. There's just a lot of rage there to begin with,
Right.
but
Yeah, it's crazy how night and day the traffic might be. Because Kaylee is from Columbus, and I remember traveling in like the Canal Winchester area. Like some days to
Yeah.
get down the shopping center is 10 minutes. Some days you're waiting for 50 minutes for
Right.
the
yeah,
same trip that's just a couple miles.
If there's rain or snow, forget it.
yeah, yeah. Especially like the greater DC area, even just the thought of snow,
Yeah.
the people lose their mind. But the thing down there is, like, you'll be driving along and it might be 5 lanes, and the guy in the furthest left-hand lane, I don't know if he forgot or just doesn't care, but he was like, "I'm taking this exit right now and across." He doesn't care. Doesn't nobody does.
Uh-huh.
Just all the way through. He'll hit somebody. They just keep going. It's not even worth pulling over. It's just a pain in the butt.
My worst driving experience was going to Columbus to visit my brother-in-law the night that that eclipse was happening recently, and I was driving. I could see everybody on their phones on Airbnb trying to find a spot. I think what's the? It's not 70 in Columbus. What's the one that runs
Two
north?
seventy.
270? Yeah, 270. And everybody was like going like this driving. I felt so nervous. I knew everybody was so distracted.
Yeah,
Atlanta's pretty rough, but
Atlanta.
you know you're getting into traffic in Atlanta. When like driving through Columbus is so much like questionable traffic. Like, why is this traffic right
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. There's nothing worse than being in traffic for 2 hours, and when it finally breaks loose, there ain't nothing around.
now?
You're
Right.
looking for a detour sign or
Yeah,
something.
something.
Yeah, like,
I regrettably I've said this. Somebody better be dead on the side of the road. There's got to be a good reason. I want to see an upside down Fiesta or something to make this worthwhile. But whatever. It's
have you ever had to drive like around NYC? Either of you, like in the city? Like when I visited there, that's what gave me the most anxiety. Is like being in a taxi, like experiencing how people drive in a city like that.
yeah.
Like it's slam on the gas, slam on the brakes as soon as like your bumper comes close, and I
Yeah.
was always so nervous.
I've never driven, been in a taxi. Um, that one the one time when Amy and I went out to see my daughter in Phoenix, and we got delayed, and we were in New York, and flights got delayed, and then we had to get a hotel, and so we called a taxi, and the guy comes in like almost a handicap van because it's got the lift and everything in
Uh-huh.
it. So between the driver and where the seats are, there's nothing. It's just
Hmm.
where they can put a wheelchair. I think he had that thing up on 2 wheels a couple of
Yeah.
times. I mean, he just didn't care. It was just, yeah, same thing. They hit somebody. It's like NASCAR, Rubbins racing. It's just that's
Yeah.
and they keep going. It's insane. I've never driven. That's why I always said if we want to go to New York, that's fine. We'll drive
Hmm.
like right outside the city
Yeah.
and Uber in or taxi in. But I'm not. No way would I want to drive through
Yeah,
there.
that's kind of nuts to me. That's nuts to me. I
Yeah.
was just being in that taxi. I was like, how do people live like this? Just all like white knuckling constantly. As soon as you pull out of the, well, I mean, it's a whole different world.
Yeah, I would.
That's
I
why I'm
would
here
never
in
do it.
Coleraine. Yeah.
I would. It would have to be a hell of a good reason for me to drive through, or late at night. That'd probably be the only way I'd
Oh
do it.
yeah,
Is
that's
if
true.
it
Yeah,
was
it does clear up
between like
fast.
between
Yeah.
like 11 p.m. and like 5 a.m. I probably would do it, but other than that, I wouldn't.
Hmm. Right. Second question, sports question
Yeah.
for you guys, and I actually have an answer for this one too. So, so let's say a whole year you were stuck in this room for a whole year. Besides like your essentials for entertainment, you have a TV box and a TV. It can only play one league of any sport. And let's pretend that this sport, like this, the season will last all year. So if you had to pick what league you'd be watching for that year, what would keep you most entertained, the most sane?
Uh, I don't know. I love football. I love basketball, but I probably would say baseball only because, and I know people was like, oh, that's a really boring sport, but there's just something awesome about seeing somebody that chance of somebody pitching a perfect game or somebody, you know what I mean? There's I don't know. I think it would. I would say baseball. As much as I love, especially college football,
Hmm.
that would be a close second. But I'd say baseball.
Baseball,
Might be NFL.
NFL.
If this was a paid gig, I'd be all
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, like I said, and like I said, I love football, but I'd have to say college over pro, only because, like I said, that is truly any given Saturday can happen. Upsets can just happen and that kind of stuff, and it's just. Um, I used to say it's because there's an elite group of players that love to play the game, and they're not getting paid. Well, you can't say that anymore. So,
Yeah.
but
Mine
I
would, mine would definitely be UFC, just because that's like the only sport I really, really consume like consistently.
yeah,
But I mean, it's what's nice about UFC is if obviously you couldn't do it all year, but if you could, I watch it. But what's nice about like UFC and boxing and combat, it's to me, it's just like every pay-per-view is a Super Bowl to somebody. There's an up and comer trying to take down the champ
yeah, that
every
makes
every
sense.
like main
Yeah,
pay-per-view. You kind of get that. Whereas like an NFL season, if you had a whole year, you get that one Super Bowl. That.
yeah,
But
yeah. But I did. With that being said, I did see my first bare knuckle.
did you?
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
Jordan, for Rich Investments Group, Jordan Murray has been on the podcast. Was on the last episode. Said that he was representing a bare knuckle fighter when they first started. He was at like BKFC 1,
Yeah.
and he said like the turnbuckles were rigged up, real sketchy, and everything wasn't like really produced like it is now.
Yeah, it was.
And now Conor McGregor's behind it now, the main BKFC.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
he's one of the owners.
Yeah, yeah, that's insane. But no, there's just like I said, I just enjoy watching baseball. A lot of people say it's boring, but I could I do well. I do. I pay for the MLB package, so I watch every Red Sox game. And if I don't watch it, what's nice is the very next day they have a condensed game
Hmm.
that lasts about 20 minutes,
Yeah.
so you can see all of it. So technically, I do watch every Red Sox game all year long. So
For one Christmas, my brothers and I got my dad that MLB package,
Yeah.
and I remember my mom said, "Don't you ever, ever, ever do that again." It was like the one year I can remember. It was like 10 years ago where the Indians were doing really good, and he was glued to the TV. He wouldn't miss a beat. I remember my mom couldn't get her NCIS or anything on for the whole entire season.
what's nice now is if you're a T-Mobile, if you belong to like have T-Mobile for your cell service, you can get it for free all season.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I gotta check into that.
Yeah.
I look into that.
yeah.
I was asking Coos and a bunch of people what would the best way to get like a bunch of TVs against a wall. Like, what's the best way to like cast multiple games? And he's saying like YouTube TV
Yeah.
has like a multi-screen
Yeah.
director, so you can like from your phone or your app you can select what
Oh,
games. So I was thinking, yeah, we'll have a when we do have a sports one rolling, I want to have like four or five TVs. I know there's more games rolling at once, but maybe
yeah.
to be able to pick and choose like Red Zone or
Oh, yeah.
different ones.
Yeah, I didn't know YouTube. Like, I just got rid of our cable at the house, but I went with Fubu instead of YouTube TV, just for a couple different channels they had. But yeah, that would be great if we could do
Yeah,
that.
man, he said YouTube TV, but then I'm sure I'll have to look into the different subscriptions and stuff.
Yeah,
But I'm learning more and more every day. It's just a tax write-off.
yeah.
It's like the past couple years, the first time I really like did taxes hardcore as a business owner. Like that main camera I bought, I got most of it just all back in tax. I'm like, why haven't I been doing this like for years and years?
Right.
Yeah, so the Sunday shows and stuff, I'm planning on getting Zontinis every weekend
There we
just,
go.
just
That's
hooking
it.
us up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, big things coming, guys.
Yes, it
I
is.
want to thank you two for being there every step of the way. We grew this thing to a new studio now.
Yeah. Well, we didn't grow this to
Well,
a new studio. This is all you,
well, it
man.
was our gift of gab. But
Yeah.
that
I
would,
mean, and I've told you this, a bunch of times, and like I said, I'm super happy for you because, like I said, this conversation come up at a at a dinner at our house on one Sunday, and by Tuesday you were like, "I'm ready
oh
to
yeah.
film." I'm like, "What? Whoa! I thought this was an idea." But it's you know, you've done so much legwork and learned so much, and it's, this is absolutely your baby, and I'm happy to be, along for the ride the entire time. So
Appreciate it.
thank
Appreciate
you.
you guys. Appreciate our listeners. Big
Yeah,
things coming. Look for RIG's TST in RIG Studios. And we're just going to keep producing new formats. Anything we can really think of. We have a moving studio. Any angle, any backdrop, any.
yeah. There's gonna be so much really cool stuff coming. It's
Yeah,
um,
excited for it.
yeah, it's gonna be fun.
You mind if I give a couple more words for
Absolutely.
Couple,
Absolutely.
I had a couple things running.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Um, I I want to say appreciate Taylor Smith,
Yes.
GM for Hampton out in St. Clairsville
Mhm.
for providing that space to us, and King Solomon Lodge number 5 in Wheeling.
Okay.
They'll be the main space providers for us out of Wheeling. Um, and a huge shout out to Paul Norman, as you guys know, excuse me, he's one of my good
Mm-mm.
friends. He decided to dig in on this project with me, and him and his wife were a big part of the blow up of the group.
Shout out Shaylin.
Yep, Shaylin, class of '09.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's appreciate the support from everybody as well.
Yes.
And I understand, like, man, the biggest thing for men is putting on that Avenger suit when you walk out of the door every day
Yeah,
and you go fight the world and you're a superhero for 8 to 10 to 12 to 16 hours, and you might come home and you might not be heard at the house.
Right.
You're no longer a superhero. The things that you just conquered out in your day aren't appreciated, and a lot of guys, uh, I hope that they come out and just enjoy the space and being heard and being listened.
Yeah.
yeah. That's huge.
Listen to some knowledge that may not, attribute to what they're going through. And if you got somebody's story that might be like your own, networking and
Yeah.
being able to help each other out. And that's I'm going to put this one out Friday, so it would be the following Friday, right?
Yeah.
That you're going.
18.
Yeah. Yep.
1106 Lynn Street in Wheeling, West Virginia.
I have a green screen program running right now as we're doing the podcast, so I'll have all the information come up. I'll do some AI backdrops and stuff. I'll switch in between. But it's AI is so nice because like you don't have to go online and pay rights.
Yeah,
You just tell them what you want.
make this
The
happen.
people
So,
might have like 7 fingers in the picture, but
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
It never matters. So.
All right, guys. Well, everybody tune in for the next TSC. You'll probably be in the lobby again. We'll have some guests and make it like a Flagrant 2 style for a little bit. And then
Yeah,
Yeah.
when the studio gets rolling, get some TVs up, have some streams here, and we'll start preparing for the 2-year stream immediately.
yes,
All right.
yeah.